About a week before Mindseye's release, the chief legal officer and the chief financial officer of Build a Rocket Boy, the company making the game, both resigned from their positions. Now, this would deter any normal person from buying the game. Mindseye had all the makings of a terrible game. High expectations and wonky trailers definitely tipped a lot of people off, with the key execs leaving the company being the final piece of the puzzle. People were getting out of there because I'm guessing they knew how bad of a state this game was in, but all of this made me more interested in the game. I'm of the opinion that, once in a while, you need to play a bad game to cleanse your palate. Just this year alone, we've gotten so many excellent games that it's nice to finally play something that reminds us why the other games were so good in the first place. However, there are two types of bad games. There are the incredibly boring ones, and the ones that are so broken that they become weirdly fun to play. I was banking on Mindseye to be the second type of bad game, and was severely disappointed to find out the hard way that it's actually just a really boring game with a smidge of brokenness. And so my natural reaction to that was getting the game's Platinum trophy. I am Mindseye's acclaimed 200th Platinum owner in the world according to psnprofiles.com, and boy do I have some opinions. This was apparently Leslie Benzies' first game after his very public fallout with Rockstar. He was the producer of pretty much every single Rockstar game after GTA 3. But what I'd like to know now is, what does a producer actually do? Does he bring coffee to the meeting rooms? Because Benzies' first game as a director is really bad. I've never seen a game have zero redeeming qualities. Zero things that you can look at and say at least they got that right. Mindseye tries to do everything and does nothing correctly. So join me in this journey as we try to see why Mindseye is complete garbage. Let's start with Mindseye's gameplay. The best thing I can say about it is that I got a great sense of relief when I finally beat the game. As I said before, Mindseye tries to do everything. You can drive, you can shoot, you can fly, you can explore, and all of this is done in a way that is functional enough to be in the game and nothing else. You can technically do all the stuff I mentioned, but it's never fun to do any of it. My gun does indeed fire bullets, but no gun is fun to use. My car does go forward when I step on the gas, but cars never feel fast enough to be enjoyable. I can technically use flying cars, but their gameplay consists of holding the left stick forward. The question shouldn't be whether you can do any of these things in Mindseye, but whether you'd want to. Let's take driving for example. It feels as if someone made sure R2 made your car go forward, L2 made it go backwards, and shifted. There's nothing interesting about driving in this game. Cars are way too slow. There's no thrill in going fast or avoiding traffic. You go at what feels like 20 miles an hour and just boringly get to your destination. It doesn't feel satisfying, there's no mechanical challenge, and it's the activity you'll be doing for the majority of the game. And the closest comparison I can make for the cars is probably a bouncy ball. It's as if they're weightless. Every jump you do will have you bouncing around like you're in a bouncy castle. And in the missions where you have to follow the AI, it's like the devs couldn't get clearance to film an action scene. It's like two forklifts racing each other. Flying cars are even worse since you just hold the left stick forward. You can take your controller with you to the kitchen, make a snack, come back, and you still wouldn't have crashed. There's no challenge involved. Okay, maybe they didn't focus on the driving. Fine. Surely the combat has something to offer. I mean, yeah, it has something to offer. You can shoot guns. They might all feel the same, but you can shoot them. Again, the combat in this game sucks. Guns don't really pack a punch, nor do they really have unique attributes. If that wasn't enough, for the majority of the game, you won't have enough ammo to use the guns despite having them. So you're stuck using the starting pistol, which funnily enough is the best early to mid game weapon since it has infinite ammo and infinite range. It's practically a sniper when fighting non-armored enemies. And when you do fight armored enemies, your best course of action is using your sniper like a shotgun, because the actual shotgun is useless. Brilliant game design. And why are most weapons in the game regular guns? Mindseye does all of this world building with advanced drones and robots, and you wanna tell me that military tech has advanced as far as regular gun and regular assault rifle? You do get some laser weapons towards the end, but it's only for the final hour of the game. What's really not helping the situation is the AI. I don't think I've even mentioned it yet, but Mindseye is a cover-based third-person shooter. I probably forgot because taking cover for the majority of the game is useless. The enemy AI probably graduated from Stormtrooper University because they couldn't hit a stationary target 5 feet away from them. I'm not exaggerating, by the way, I tested this. The most common AI enemies you'll find are programmed to fire 4 bullets. 2 of them are guaranteed to miss unless you're standing right next to them. This means that one AI on its own can't kill you since you'll regenerate the health back anyways. Here's me entering a floor where like 5 AIs all completely missed me. I played most of this game like I was playing a dollar store version of Doom since AI could barely hit me. I didn't need cover in a cover-based shooter. And not only do they have worse aim than that one friend you play COD with to get better lobbies, but they're also very stupid. Dumber than a pile of bricks. Okay, I apologize, that was a bit mean. Piles of bricks deserve better than that. A good cover-based shooter will have your enemies constantly hunt you down. They will flank you, surround you, and throw grenades at you to force you to move out of cover. You, as the player, are meant to constantly move from cover to cover, slowly pushing up the battle zone to avoid getting swarmed. In Mindseye, the AI doesn't do any of that. Besides 2 enemy types, nobody will ever push your position, and they don't have grenades to flush you out either. Their best tactic of making you move out of cover is your own drone. At a certain point in the story, you get the ability to throw grenades. Cool, I thought, that'll at least spice things up a bit, but you don't get to throw the grenades yourself. That would be way too logical. Your drone throws them for you because future. So when you press that quick-fire grenade button, you're putting your life on the whims of fate. Sometimes the drone will throw the grenade where you want it. Other times, it will just give up and toss it right next to you. 3 separate times I died because of that. At a certain point towards the end of the game, a flip is switched. Now instead of fighting 5 unarmored enemies, you're fighting tens of armored ones. It's actually a significant difficulty spike. But your biggest enemy isn't the opposing AI or the number of your adversaries, but pure boredom. The best way to deal with them is to sit behind cover and take them out one by one. Then you have a way of flushing you out, so you're free to sit in the same place for hours if you're inclined to do so. This is so excruciatingly boring. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Tailoring missions are also here in 2025 of all years, and what surprised me is how they were introduced. You're told pretty much the same thing you were told in Grand Theft Auto 4. So that's what Leslie Benzies was doing at Rockstar. And if all that wasn't enough, the game is a technical mess. It drops frames like it's trying to hold water. Mindseye will drop below 30 frames per second at every opportunity. Even scripted set pieces will drop frames, which is baffling to me because why would you script something that the game can't handle? Did anybody test this? Did they test it with a blindfold on? Then there's the glitches. That's actually the best part of the game. Here are some of my favorites. Sometimes, everything in the open world will lose quality and it seems like your car is in 1080p while everything around you is in 480p. There's a scripted car chase where the car chasing you will only accelerate when you do. Also, the best way to lose it is by driving through one alleyway. Debris can get stuck in your car, making it go significantly slower. You can respawn inside a wall after dying, and you can also get stuck in a wall without the ability to get out. Oh, and for all 3 of you planning to speedrun this game, you can trigger the first cutscene where you meet the billionaire by jumping onto this rock here. And I got the platinum for this. Admittedly, it was very easy. It only took 20 minutes of cleanup after beating the story. Your reward for beating the story, by the way, is getting to free roam with a random old dude with his belly out. Still, let the record show that I am one of the 200 people in the world with the Mindseye Platinum. I don't even like the title of this game, man. As a non-native speaker, it doesn't roll off the tongue well. Mindseye. How about mind-numbingly boring? Okay, maybe the gameplay isn't good, but surely the story must have some redeeming qualities, right? In Mindseye, you play as generic military man. I will not be using their actual names because these are not characters, they're one-dimensional caricatures. As previously mentioned, we got generic military man, GMM for short, we got generic friend of military man, mysterious hacker that turns out to be quirky woman 12 years after Watch Dogs did it first, nerdy scientist, Amanda Waller, eccentric tech billionaire, and how could we do without bad generic military man? This has got to be one of the dullest, nonsensical stories I've ever experienced. In it, the GMM dies, but is resurrected by a rare augmentation chip that practically makes him a super soldier. This thing though has led to him losing his memories of the past 5 years. It might as well have been complete amnesia because we don't really get to know anything about the protagonist. He doesn't have any distinct character traits other than wants to get answers about his past. I'd call him reckless even though the game doesn't really acknowledge it. On his first day on the job that his friend got him, he risks his friend's job to break into a superior's office. Then 30 minutes later, he's told to watch a meeting and wait for backup, only for him to park right next to it, exit the car, proceed to get shot, and oh no, now he has to kill everyone. Initially, I thought this game would be about excessive killing in games, which could be fascinating even if executed poorly, but it gets dropped immediately. It was deemed too interesting of a theme, I guess. Instead, we got evil person wants to raise a robot army to take over the city. How original. Also, aliens are slightly involved, but it's never really explained what they do. The dialogue is especially bad. I didn't think it could be done, but I hate every single one of these characters. They don't talk like real people. A lot of it feels very much like the how do you do fellow kids meme. Things like the mayor's secretary calling a speech cringeworthy really grinded my gears, and every character talks this way. The dialogue is also very A to B like. Almost no sentence has the purpose of developing a character. The dialogue's only purpose is to get you to your next mission objective, and any attempt at character development is drowned out by the horrible dialogue. Why is everyone stating their philosophical approach in life? It happened twice and felt very out of place. Oh, I'm a determinist, oh, I'm a pragmatist, and I'm an idiot for paying real life money for this game. I'm going to be freely spoiling Mindseye by the way, but trust me, you're not missing out on anything. I could sit here and show you examples of bad dialogue or weak delivery, but we'd be here all day. Instead, I want to talk about Mindseye's magnum opus, its piece de résistance, its masterstroke. But in order to do that, we must first talk about an actual good piece of media. The Double Dragon movie. Okay, I'll admit this movie is terrible, but it's terrible in so many adorable ways that it's actually a really fun watch. In it, there's a scene where the two protagonists' mentor figure has just been killed by the main villain, and we can see one of the two brothers mourning her by looking at a picture of her. The other brother enters the scene, takes the picture, yeets it into the ocean, and tells his brother to basically get over it. And his brother's natural reaction to all this is to get fired up for the final battle. And while it's a great piece of unintentional dark comedy, it's also a ludicrous way to look at grief. Just walk it off and stop bitching about it. It was the only piece of media that I've consumed that treated grief this way. Until now. In Mindseye, the quirky hacker lady sacrifices herself to save the GMM from certain death. On the flight home, the GMM proceeds to call his scientist friend and tell him about what happened. His response? That's what she gets for being a criminal. The GMM obviously gets pissed at the response, but scientist diffuses the entire situation by telling him that his parents are also dead. What? Who wrote this? And as if that wasn't enough, the story makes some Olympic level leaps of logic to justify the plot. Militias are legal in this universe because guns are legal. Very logical stuff. It's like saying since you're allowed to throw water balloons, nukes are also legal. Was all of this written on a 5-minute bathroom break? There's also a loading screen that says there's a nationwide gambling ban, but since Red Rock was already considered an entertainment hub, nothing really changed. That's gotta be one of the most pointless sentences I've ever read. It's like saying there was a football ban in Brazil, but since everyone was already playing it, nothing really changed. This is terrible world building. Why mention something that doesn't even affect the city we're in? It's such an easy missed layup. I'm guessing Red Rock is based on Las Vegas, so you could just say due to the gambling ban, there's a general unrest among the citizens due to the city's economic reliance upon it. I don't know, do something. The cutscenes are at least realistic looking. Too bad they don't show anything interesting. Initially, my first instinct was to give the devs the benefit of the doubt. That they were too ambitious, that they tried to do everything but just couldn't, that they should have just focused on one thing. But no. I'm putting more effort making this video than they did making this game. This is a cheap cash grab, slapping the name of an ex-Rockstar dev on the product, making it look like GTA just enough, and shipping it. $60 is an absolute disgrace for this. And although I doubt it will have many defenders, some people may say that, oh, it's a smaller studio and the budget and all that, but when you're charging almost full price for a game, you better deliver. I didn't expect it to be on the level of GTA, but I at least expected it to do anything right. Nothing. It gets nothing right. Some people have predicted that this game may be looked upon as a hidden gem in 5 years when the technical issues and the glitches are fixed. It makes sense seeing the success of Cyberpunk and Unity, but here's the thing, these games had at least something at least decent about them that was buried beneath a sea of glitches. Mindseye's most interesting thing are the glitches. Patch them out and what are you left with? A bland, uninteresting cash grab. Thank you for watching this video. The Switch 2 review will hopefully be ready in the coming days, so subscribe if you're interested in that. Until then, you can click here to watch my video on EA's $100 million flop, and as always, see you in the next one.